Hey guys, it's Michael from Fire and Brilliance, and today we'll be going over another gem comparison video of moissanite shapes, okay? So if you've been following us as of late, we've been doing different types of cuts and shapes, and today we'll be going over the pear shape of Charles & Colvaro Forever One moissanite versus the Supernova pear shapes, okay? So if you take a look at the image back here, it's basically a scale so that you kind of really measure what you like, and then you guys can decide what works best for you. I'm gonna get right into it. First one that I want to show you is the Supernova. This here, it's basically the pear shape, and it's a 10.5 by 7mm stone, which is basically a 2.4 carat diamond equivalent weight. Now, if you take a look at the stone here, the way a pear shape is, it looks like like a teardrop. Let me turn that around. So it looks kind of like a teardrop, where it's very curved on top. Okay, and it comes down to a refined point at the bottom. All right, so it's a pear shape. Some people call it a teardrop. At the end of the day, it's simply a name. Okay, but it is definitely a gemstone shape. This portion that you're looking at here is the crown, all right, and it's faceted in multiple facets, right, where there are many facets on top of the crown as well as the pavilion, and this is a brilliant cut. So what that does is it maximizes the sparkle, fire, and brilliance of a gemstone, where the many facets will kind of refract and reflect light at multiple different angles, so that it could really give you the visuals that you want to see under different types of lighting environments, okay? So if you take a look here, the feature about a Supernova pear cut gemstone is the fact that, number one, it's going to range in terms of a color scale anywhere between the lower spectrum of the colorless range to the higher spectrum of the near colorless range. So it's typically around an F to G color, okay? And a lot of people actually like that. The reason being is because sometimes some people do not want a gemstone that is too white, and some people do not want a gemstone that's too warm. So this is a perfect medium where it's right in between for a lot of people. I'm gonna go ahead and take out the Forever One moissanite so that you could definitely see the difference there. So I'm not sure if you guys ever had a chance to see the previous Forever Brilliant moissanite from Charles & Colvaro. It was quite warm. It's definitely in the lower end of the colorless scale. It was about maybe an I or J color. Sometimes even the older ones before Classic was even the L and M color, so it was very warm. This stone in particular, which is the Supernova, is definitely on the higher end of the near colorless scale. And this stone here is a 10 by 7mm Forever One moissanite colorless moissanite, so it's a D, E, and F color range, okay? So you can definitely see the difference there. This stone, you should not be able to see any color versus the Supernova, you should be able to see some color, but not a lot. Okay, now the reason why I'm showing you two different stone sizes is, again, I tried to find the closest sizes in terms of comparison videos, but Forever One moissanite from Charles & Colvaro, they do not cut a 10.5 by 7mm stone. So this is a 10 by 7, which is approximately a 2.1 carat diamond equivalent weight. And the Supernova is being in high demand at the moment. Anytime there's an order, it will take anywhere between 4 to 8 weeks to receive. The closest size that we were able to get is a 10.5 by 7mm. Okay, so this is the face up. If you're looking down, like you're looking at right now, from the top eagle's eye point of view, is the crown. And I'll turn it around so you guys could see what it looks like. And then, so you kind of really see it there. All right. Now, the number of facets on these pear brilliant cuts are 72. Again, what a facet is every single one of these surface areas that you see. Every time you see the sparkle or the reflection of light on and all the different angles on the surface area, each one of those surface areas that you actually see is called a facet. There's 72 of them. Here is the Forever One moissanite. All right, and this one should come out to approximately a 10 by 7. So there is a 9.99mm, basically a 10mm in terms of the length. And then here is a 7.017 millimeter approximately in terms of the width. All right, so that's a 10 by 7 millimeter. Again, it's approximately a 2.1 carat diamond equivalent weight versus the 10.5 by 7 of the Supernova. Now, the Supernova do make different sizes, and this being one of the sizes that Charles & Colvaro currently does not have. Here you go. There you go. That's about a 10.5 or 5.5 rather. So they do allow a tolerance. Okay, accepted tolerance. So that's about 0.05 millimeters wider in terms of the length. And here is a 7.13. So this one is actually about 0.3 millimeters wider than what a 7 millimeter would be. So this is actually a pretty significant larger stone, even though the standard size is 10.5 by 7. So if you were to get this stone, then you probably get more bang for your buck. Okay. And so the first stone that I will set on the scale, it's already been tiered to 0. Okay. And the first stone is the 10 by 7 millimeter, which should be a 2.1 carat diamond equivalent weight, but then since this is the actual moissanite weight, it should weigh less. And that came out to approximately 1.88 actual carat total weight for the moissanite here, of the Forever One. The next stone is a 10.5 millimeter by 7 millimeter stone, which should weigh approximately 2.4 carat diamond equivalent weight, but since again it's a moissanite, then it should weigh less. And that came out to approximately 2.285 carat actual carat weight for the moissanite for the Supernova. All right. Again, this one is cut significantly larger than the standard size, so therefore, you know, this stone, you'll get more bang for your buck since the tolerance level for this stone was it's much higher.
Hey guys, I hope you guys like what you saw there. You know, it's funny, I used to play a lot of video games when I was younger, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, those type of things. And I used to always play these combat types of video games where it's like round 1, fight, right? So it's like a character versus another character. But these videos, sometimes it reminds me of that. It's like always like this versus that. So, you know, I kind of, it's kind of interesting how we do that. But anyway, so if you guys like what you guys saw, continue to leave comments below, subscribe to the channel, follow us on IG, Facebook, Snapchat, and all the other platforms, or even on Pinterest if you want to see what we have and those type of things. But anyway, to make a long story short, I appreciate everyone that's been involved with this channel. I'll continue to do what we can here at Fire and Brilliance to continue to bring more content as to what you guys are looking for, okay? Thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.